Hello, CCFK members. Skydiving is cool, isn't it? Our church financial management program is also uploaded to the cloud. Just like skydiving, you download it from Google Cloud. Please don't miss to sign up for an online membership. After signing up online, please click the Members Only Program button. Clicking this button will open a pop-up window with a View Financial Management Program Details button. Please click this button and wait a moment until a pop-up requesting your email address appears.
Please register only the email address of the person who will use the program. This program does not include accounts applicable to all churches. CCFK certified public accountants have reviewed the situations of various churches and selected and registered accounts. Situations may vary from church to church. You may require support for adding accounts or migrating data. The email address you enter will be used solely for communication purposes. After entering the information and clicking the Submit button, a window will appear containing a link to the Google Cloud site where the Church Financial Management Program runs. Then click the sentence containing the link. The Church Financial Management Program is available in two versions. One is a version for small churches, created using only Excel, and the other is a version for medium-sized churches, created by combining Excel and Access. Both versions are available in English for use in overseas mission churches. Clicking the Download button on the cloud screen will begin the program download. This program is an Excel version that includes macros. Therefore, you must download it and save it to your personal PC C drive before use. Download times may vary depending on your internet connection. This program is built entirely in Excel and includes Excel macros and Power Query. Once the download is complete, please click Open Folder. The Downloads folder will open, and you can see the file you just downloaded. You can open this file directly, but doing so will open it with macros disabled. This is a measure taken by Microsoft to prevent unidentified external files infected with computer viruses. For this reason, we ask that CCKF members refrain from using files from unverified sources other than the CCKF cloud. Now, let's proceed with the unblocking procedure. The method is simple. Select the file and right-click it. Click Properties from the pop-up list. At the bottom of the Properties window, there is an Unblock checkbox. Select the checkbox and click Apply or OK to unblock the file. Welcome to the Church Financial Management Program sheet with a dashboard. This sheet manages the overall operation of the financial management program, much like steering a ship. Along with an instrument panel where you can check key indicators, a steering wheel is also placed on the dashboard sheet. The first number you should check on the dashboard sheet is the inquiry year. At the top of the dashboard, you can view the from-to date of the inquiry year as well as the from-to date of the previous year. This allows for comparison between the current year and the previous year. Total revenue, total expenses, net profit, and current balance are displayed here, enabling real-time monitoring. The current balance allows you to check the total sum of cash deposits currently held by our church. Detailed breakdowns of total income by account category and total expenses are placed at the bottom of the dashboard to allow for verification. Based on this, Input and Report buttons have been grouped and arranged on the dashboard sheet. Now, let's take a look at a preview of the Offering Input button. Clicking the button takes you to the Offering Input sheet. The system is designed so that after completing the input task, clicking the Dashboard button returns you to the dashboard sheet, which serves as the central hub for the work. The yacht has just set sail by pressing the Start button. The button that performs the same function as the Start button is the Calculate button. This program only works after you go to the dashboard, click Calc, and then click the Calculate button. The inquiry year has been set to 2026. Even if you change the number to 2024, the financial statements and reports will still remain based on 2026. After changing the inquiry year to 2024, be sure to click the Calculate button. With this single click, all macros specified in the Calculate button will run continuously. The macro recalculates all functions, including Power Query and Pivot Table, as well as functions, generates a report for 2024, and then returns to the dashboard sheet. Just like fueling before departure, accurate data input is crucial. So let's proceed with the data entry process. First, set the inquiry year to 2024 and check the income details. Most of the church's income consists of offerings. In 2024, only building offerings amounting to 1,009,100,000 won were received. Click the Offering Input button to move to the Offering Input sheet and check the 2024 offering data. Next, let's enter 900,000 won as a Thanksgiving offering into the 2024 data. Due to this entry, the income total, or the total income amount, will change.
Even if you enter a thank you offering of 900,000 won into the offering input sheet, it will not be immediately displayed in the income details. You must click the Calculate button on the dashboard. Clicking the Calculate button updates various reports via macros. It will be reflected in the income details on the dashboard after this task is completed. In other words, the thank you offering of 900,000 won will be added to the income details, and the total income amount will increase to 10 million.
Here is the payment for the fuel. Thank you.
And here is your receipt. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I paid 88,000 won for fuel expenses. I will record this. Currently, the expenses for 2024 only include stipends of 5 million won. Fuel expenses fall under vehicle maintenance costs. First, record this on the expense entry sheet, just as you did with the offering entry practice. Since you need to specify a counter account, select one of the options: cash, bank transfer, or card. Set the date to December 31st, 2024. Select the appropriate account for fuel expenses and enter the amount. Then, to designate the counter account as either cash or deposit, select the payment method and click the dashboard button to return to the dashboard.
After returning to the dashboard, click the Calculate button and wait a moment for the program's calculation function to activate. This single input updates all financial statements and reports for 2024. You will need to wait a moment for the PC to perform this complex task, won't you? Once the macro reflects the numbers across multiple reports, return to the dashboard to verify that the 88,000 won in vehicle maintenance expenses you just recorded has been added to the expense details. It is also reflected in gross income, expenses, and net profit.
Takeoff speeds checked.
Passenger
V1,
aircraft
rotate,
have
V2.
co-pilot.
Checked. Runway
Church
and heading
financial
confirmed.
management programs
Set takeoff
also
power.
have co-pilot.
Let's make a journal entry by clicking the Journal Entry button. This is a double entry bookkeeping program. Therefore, you must know how to make journal entries. Of course, most transactions are offerings or expenses. However, not all of them are. A transaction such as borrowing 100 million won from a bank is neither an offering nor an expense. Record the transaction details in Excel and click the Copilot button. Copilot is pre-installed on Edge on all Windows-based PCs. However, you may need to go through an email registration process to use it. I will proceed with the journal entry work, assuming this preliminary registration is completed. The pop-up speed may vary depending on your internet connection, but Copilot is currently popping up.
You can see the Excel program on the left. There is a question window at the top and a question box in the center of the screen. Although the question concerns a 100 million won loan from a bank, paste the question that includes our church's account categories using Ctrl+V. If you scroll down the screen slightly, the journal entry result is displayed. If you scroll down further, it shows the detailed reasoning behind the entry: debit, ordinary deposit; credit, short-term borrowing. Because we adopted the method of providing all account titles before asking, the Copilot will select the most accurate account titles to make the entry, unlike simply asking for the transaction details. Of course, users familiar with journal entries may also enter the entries manually. If you close the question window with Copilot, the journal entry sheet appears. Let's enter the journal entry content recommended by Copilot into this window. One point to note is that debit entries are entered sequentially in one row, followed by credit entries in the next row. Journal entries in double entry bookkeeping are not limited to just one debit and one credit, that is, a one-to-one correspondence. Even if there is only one debit, there may be two or more credit accounts. For this reason, the input method has been designed to allow entry for each account in a separate row. The journal entry for a 100 million won bank loan increases the current balance without affecting income, expenses, or net profit. The current balance, which was 304,912,000 won, changes to 404,912,000 won. As soon as you click the Calculate button, this program automatically performs all calculations, including functions, pivot tables, and Power Query. After generating each financial statement, it displays the final results on the dashboard. The pilot's activities are displayed on the dashboard and transmitted to the data center. The double-entry bookkeeping method is similar to this. Single-entry bookkeeping can lead to a misunderstanding of the situation by focusing only on the fact that the current balance increased rather than the reason for the 100 million won increase. Double-entry bookkeeping conveys the fact that the increased 100 million won is not income, but a liability that must be repaid. In other words, it is a financial management method that is constantly monitored through the balance sheet. If the 100 million won increase in ordinary deposits had been a donation from Mr. Hong Dol-dong, the borrowings on the balance sheet would not have increased from 200 million won to 300 million won. Just as an aircraft is safer under satellite control, a church's financial system is safer when it is controlled, recorded according to accounting principles, and reported in financial statements. CCFK recommends that even small churches apply the double-entry bookkeeping method. Let's finish the 2024 flights and carry over the balances for each account to next year.
Baggage claim.
Let's click the Account Budget button, located after the Journal Entry button. This button performs 3 tasks: adding account items, recording carried over amounts, and recording budget amounts. Account items must be recorded for each year: 2024, 2025, and 2026. In some cases, accounts that did not exist in 2024 may be newly added in 2025. Let's filter the year to 2024. This is a list arranged in the order of assets, liabilities, and capital for the first day of 2024. The following records are the income and expense account items. 2024 was the year the church was founded. Therefore, the balances of all account items at the beginning of the year were 0. However, the budget for the building offering, an income account, was set at 1 billion won to purchase land and buildings. With the follow bank loan of 100 million won at the end of 2024, all transactions for 2024 were closed. Let's begin the carryover process. Click View/New Window/Arrange All/Vertical in the ribbon menu to open this single Excel file in 2 windows simultaneously and arrange them vertically. This is a function that allows you to work with a single Excel file in 2 windows. The left window is filtered by 2025. If the 2025 list is not prepared as shown on this screen, you should copy the 2024 account list and prepare it before proceeding with this task. Select the balance sheet in the right pane. This is the balance sheet at the end of 2024. carry forward the amounts in the cash and bank deposit accounts to 2025. The amounts for fixed assets, such as land and buildings, are also carried forward. However, since this work was done previously, I will skip the pace step. Short-term borrowings of 300 million won are also carried forward to 2025. The process of carrying forward assets and liabilities is simple. Just copy the amounts and paste them into the new year. We are starting the carry forward of the capital account. The net income for the current period, which is a temporary capital account, is not displayed on the balance sheet. It is verified in the income statement. The amount of the current period's net profit is calculated by subtracting total expenses from total revenue. We are pasting this into the 2025 retained earnings. The carry-forward process is completed by carrying forward the net income of 2024 to the retained earnings account, which is a capital account for the new year, 2025. It is necessary to verify whether the net income in the income statement matches the automatically calculated net income amount in the balance sheet. If they match, it will be displayed as OK.
2024년이 활주로에 착륙했습니다.